Hey, it's Kevin Landrigan at NationalTelegraph.com. Well, we just finished the fiscal year, June 30th. The books have not been closed yet. That actually takes a couple of months for auditors to conduct them, but we certainly know the general cash picture of the state when it comes to state revenues. And the news is pretty good. The year ended with almost a $40 million surplus in revenues, above what had been their estimates. The big factor there really are the two main business taxes, the 8.5% tax on corporate profits and the 0.75% tax on business activity. It really tells you that business isn't booming, but it is improving, and a good sign for the economy. Also, the room and meals tax, which is often a tax that kind of tracks the level of tourism in the state. Because it's a tax on restaurant meals and also hotel room rentals. That one as well performed pretty well. Not as well as business taxes, but it was well above the estimate for the year, about 5% above the estimate. So good news. Like I said, we'll know in a couple of months the status of the books themselves. Legislative leaders that wrote the state budget that Governor Maggie Hassan signed last week are essentially assuming that there's going to be about a $55 million surplus to carry over from one year to the next. That's going to require, as you might imagine, that state departments are going to have to return more unspent money to the Treasury to create that kind of surplus. That's certainly what Governor Maggie Hassan is hoping that they do. This is her first year. It certainly wasn't her budget, but she's managed this budget for the first 6 months. So whether there's a surplus or not, she gets credited with it, and it's quite a turnaround from 3.5 months ago when it really looked like we might end the year in deficit by a significant amount. How did this happen? Well, you have to thank the tobacco companies for one reason, a big part of it, by making a settlement, a national settlement with over 45 states, including New Hampshire, about the tobacco settlement that provides, at least at the front end, more than $20 million in unexpected revenue. Also, the oil companies, they have finally settled with the state of New Hampshire over a federal lawsuit that the state brought in federal court concerning the gasoline additive MTBE, which actually polluted groundwater and caused some pretty significant expenses by the state for cleanup that had to occur due to this additive. So that provided about $9 million. So there you go. Almost a $40 million revenue surplus, and about $30 million of it came from these unexpected sources of money. So that certainly helped the situation. But this is something that Governor Hassan can and will crow about, having a surplus in her first year in office.